Dave was a man many envied. At just 38, he had immense wealth beyond the dreams of most young men. Owned properties, thriving businesses, luxury cars, and traveling to the most exotic destinations in the world. Life was a picture of perfection, especially with Tasha, his girlfriend, by his side. She was stunning, compassionate, and shared his love for adventure. Their love story was the stuff of fairy tales, and their vacation to different countries painted the perfect picture of happiness. When Dave proposed to Tasha during a candlelit dinner, she cried tears of joy. Their wedding was the talk of the town, lavish and romantic, a reflection of their deep love for one another. Years passed, and while their love seemed to grow stronger, Dave's business began to flatter. It started slowly, a delayed payment from a client, then an unexpected market crash, again a failed business partnership. At first, Dave thought it was just a rough patch, something that could easily be fixed. But as months turned into years, the situation grew worse. Contracts were lost, debts began to pile up, and trusted friends turned their backs. Yet, through all this, Dave kept a brave face. He hid all the harsh realities away from Tasha, continuing to bear all the financial responsibilities. Tasha never suspected a thing, as Dave always made sure her need and wants were met. He wanted her to remain happy and carefree, even as he sank deeper into depression. By the time Dave's bank account dwindled to just 10 million naira, he was a shadow of his former self. The stress kept him awake at night, his mind racing with thoughts of how to turn things around. Desperation led him to seek help from pastors and prayer houses. One pastor told him to kill a cow as a sacrifice to God, which he did. Another instructed him to fast for 40 nights and 40 days, drinking only water. Yet another asked him to sow a seed of faith by donating 1 million naira to the church. He complied with all these instructions, praying seriously for a breakthrough. He visited traditional healers who told him to bathe in a river at midnight, while others gave him concoctions to drink, promising they would clear any spiritual blockage. Despite all his efforts, nothing changed. The weight of his failure and the fear of losing everything crushed him daily. One evening, as Dave drove home, his thoughts consumed by despair, he noticed a madman standing by the gate of his house, waving for him to stop. Initially, Dave tried to ignore him, slowly inching the car forward, but the madman darted in front of the car, forcing him to stop. Frustrated and weary, Dave stepped out of the car, intending to comfort him. The madman erupted in a wild laughter. "Oga, you dey find answer? Which answer wey you dey find? Where the answer wey you dey find dey for your leg? Put camera for your house, everything you dey find, e go show you. No tell anybody about the camera. Act fast if you know say you no wan die." Dave froze, unsure of what to make of the encounter. Was this madness, or was there something deeper at play? For days, he wrestled with the madman words, dismissing them as nonsense, but feeling an inexplicable pull to heed to the advice. Finally, Dave bought cameras and installed them discreetly in every corner of his home, connecting the footage to his phone. He told no one, just as the madman has instructed. For days, he monitored the feed, seeing nothing out of the ordinary. On the third day, his phone buzzed with an alert. He opened the live feed and watched in shock as a young man knocked on his front door. His wife Tasha answered, smiling warmly before kissing the man and leading him inside his house. Dave watched, his heart pounding, as the two went into their matrimonial bed. What followed next shattered him completely. After the affair, Tasha handed the man something. Dave looked closely at the screen, and his blood ran cold. It was his boxers, his underwears. Dave recalled how Tasha had insisted on buying him new boxers every day, claiming she didn't want him repeating underwear. At that time, he had thought it was a sweet gesture. Now, he realized he had been giving his boxers to this strange man. He remembered the madman final words. Act fast if you know say you no wan die. Dave's mind raced. Was this man using his boxers for some sort of ritual? Was his financial downfall tied to this betrayal? He felt a surge of anger and betrayal. He decided to gather more proof. Over the next few days, Dave continued to monitor the cameras, documenting everything. The same man returned, and each time, Tasha would hand him something that belongs to Dave. As days passed, Dave couldn't bear it any longer. The next day, as he monitored the live feed and saw the man return, he snapped. Without thinking, he grabbed his car keys and speed home, his heart pounding with rage and betrayal. He burst through the door, his voice booming. Tasha, what the hell is going on here? Startled, Tasha and the stranger jumped apart. The man, tall and muscular, immediately attacked Dave, grabbing a nearby nightstand lamp. The lamp crashed against his skull. Pain exploded in his head and darkness consumed him. When Dave woke up, his wrists and ankles were bound tightly with rope. He was in the guest room. The faint smell of dampness and dust surrounding him. Panic shot through his veins as he struggled against the ropes. The door creaked open, and Tasha stepped in carrying a plate of food. Her face was a mist of guilt and cold determination. Eat, she said flatly, placing the plate on the bedside table. Tasha, why? Dave cried, his voice breaking. Why are you doing this to me? After everything we've been through? Why? She avoided his gaze. It's not what you think, she muttered before leaving the room, locking the door behind her. Days turned into weeks. The strange man who Dave overheard Tasha calling Kelvin began living in the house as though it was his. He wore Dave's clothes, ate his food, and slept in his bed. Tasha acted as though nothing was amiss, feeding Dave once a day and refusing to answer any of his questions. His mind raced with possibilities. Was Kevin using his belongings for rituals? Was this why his wealth had vanished? He remembered the madman warning and felt a chill run down his spine. If he didn't act fast, he might lose more than just his fortune. He might lose his life. But the question is, what should he do?